Ravens Cowboys. What are you looking for?
Can they find a balance between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson? Remember all offseason? Ooh, they got Derrick Henry. They're going to be so good. Watch this run game. We haven't seen this team be able to take advantage of what Derrick Henry can do while Lamar Jackson can also be successful. So what is Todd Monken going to do to marry the two players and the style of offenses that benefit them both?
I feel like we've all been screaming from the rooftops since that playoff loss, like, please run the football. And now you have King Henry. All right. Let's pivot. Oh, God, there we go again. But you know what? We got the attire. We got the verbiage.
It's a real word.
It is a real word, and it works. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy spoke to the media today about his much maligned defense and preparing for Lamar Jackson and the aforementioned King Henry. New on SportsCenter.
So much of what we do is more about the footwork, the angles, the anticipation, taking the first step, getting the first punch in. We do our team fundamentally. So when we have tackling drills that we do every Wednesday, more in a shells format, requires the footwork, the angles, and the approach. And then we have the padded work today. So that, obviously that's a little more dynamic. But those are things you work on every week. But yeah, I mean it's we understand who we're playing against and how we need to tackle.
Good Lord, what a difference a week makes. A week ago, Micah Parsons was saying how much he loved his freedom that he has and Mike Zimmer's defense, and now he's saying this is a prove-it game. What do you need to see from this Cowboys D?
Well, I think you're looking at the Cowboys, and where's the physicality, right? Alvin Kamara absolutely lost his mind last week against this team, and then they couldn't stop the big play as well. We were sort of giving this team the Super Bowl after playing well against the Cleveland Browns. The run has consistently been an issue for this team, whether it was Dan Quinn down the stretch of last season, and then obviously at the start of this season with what we saw last week. Does some of that physicality that Mike McCarthy's talked about come into play? Do the D tackles play well? And how do they play top down in the back end of this defense?
Man, giving up 190 rushing yards to the Saints. All right, so who needs this more? I mean, we are talking about two division winners, both of them upset in their home openers.
Well, okay, this is a hard decision, right, or a hard question to answer because they both need this win. But for me, it's the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, who have been dominant in the AFC, especially in the regular season throughout Lamar's tenure, looks like they don't understand what their identity is. And John Harbaugh has always had an identity there. Does Todd Monken tie this offense together with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson? And can Zach Orr find sort of that secret sauce that Mike Macdonald had last year as the defensive coordinator?
And the other thing is this has been their MO. They don't lose a lot in the regular season, but when they do, they're losing those fourth quarter leads, though, blowing a 10-point fourth quarter lead. But we begin with Thursday Night Football. We are kicking off week 3. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets hosting the Patriots. We have you covered from all angles. We have Mike Reese. We have RC. We have Tyler Fulgham. So let's get started. RC and Mike. I mean, Reese, you must feel like you're in enemy territory there. You normally cover the Pats. You're there at the Jets Stadium. What is Aaron Rodgers saying about the top priority for the Jets offense heading into tonight?
Hannah, welcome to the place Aaron Rodgers refers to as Jet Life Stadium, and that's what he wants to see tonight. He wants to see the Jets offense come to life early in the game. Slow starts have been a problem in the Jets' first 2 games. Their first 2 drives, just 1 first down. So Hannah, tonight, he is focused on the first 15 plays. Those are pre-scripted, and he wants to attack a Patriots defense that he says does a good job disguising where the pressure is coming from. One other thing, Hannah, he wants more plays, simply put. I'll give you some numbers. Rodgers played 38 snaps in the first game, 57 last week. He wants to see that number up in the 60s, maybe even into the 70s.
Yeah, well, he is, in some respects, the de facto OC. As we bring RC back into this conversation, what do you want to see from Aaron and the Jets offense tonight?
Listen, he's not the de facto OC. We all understand that Aaron Rodgers runs this offense. Even when you think about the touchdown drive against the San Francisco 49ers, he said he was operating a lot from the line of scrimmage. I want to see a complete game from the New York Jets. It's not just about what you can do on the opening drive. It's how you sustain any sort of success throughout the entire first half and then opening up the second half in the exact same way. I watched Breece Hall have a huge imprint on the game in the second half against the Tennessee Titans. I believe you have to get him going early and also moving Garrett Wilson around now that Mike Williams is available. I think some of those little wrinkles can help Aaron Rodgers be successful early, but also maybe make this New York Jets offense a little bit more dynamic.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. By the way, since you're there at Jet Life, they haven't beaten the Pats at home since 2015. It's been a minute. Jay?
Hannah, the Jets offense will contend with a Patriots defense that has allowed the 5th fewest points in the league through 2 weeks. It's the fewest points New England has allowed through its first 2 games since 2021, the last time the franchise made the playoffs. All right, Mike Reese and Ryan Clark back with us. Mike, let's start with you. What are the Patriots defensive players saying about the challenge of facing Aaron Rodgers?
Jay, they say one of the biggest challenges is how fast he gets rid of the ball. They acknowledge he's 40. He's not moving as well as he once did, but it's hard to get to him because of his quick release. Linebacker Raekwon McMillan put it this way: he's a wizard with the ball. One other thing Patriots defenders told me, they said Rodgers is still a master at the line of scrimmage with his cadence, keeping the defense off balance. So they'll contend with that tonight. Cornerback Christian Gonzalez told me he still views Rodgers as one of the best. He said, these are the games you're really excited to play in.
Ryan, what's going to be the key for that Patriots defense to have success against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets offense?
Well, Christian Gonzalez better be happy the way DK Metcalf went off last week. Also, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Don't let the low point total fool you. They obviously only gave up 10 points in the first week to the Cincinnati Bengals because of a great Kyle Duggar play on the goal line. But both Jackson Smith and Jigba and DK Metcalf had themselves a day last week against the Patriots. And obviously, Geno Smith played extremely well. And so I think if Aaron Rodgers can get some time, if he has an opportunity to hold the football and survey the defense, he can find some holes in this man-to-man coverage that we see employed by the New England Patriots. But if he's intent on getting it out of his hands early, we're going to see some pressure, some vision to break. And I believe the New England Patriots can make some plays, especially if Breece Hall isn't allowed to get off in the run game.
All right, Mike, Ryan, thank you much. Let's go back over to Hannah.
Yeah, speaking of making plays, Tyler Fulgham is here in his signature favorite pink jacket, fired up for week 3. What do we have? Best bets?
Right. For this Thursday night affair. First, let's talk about the total here, Hannah. 38.5. And I know scoring is down across the NFL. Sorry for those fans who want to see a lot of points. I don't think it's happening on Thursday night. I'm going to play the under here. And we saw those great stats backing up the job Gerard Mayo is doing with this Patriots defense. So they bring a good defense on that side of the ball. And Aaron Rodgers, Hannah, we know he just likes to play at a 40-year-old's pace. He's taking his time when he gets up to the line of scrimmage. He's letting that clock drain down so you don't get a lot of play volume with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I think this is like a 20-13 type of game going under 38.5.
All right, I love it. I'm glad you brought up Mayo. It's like a whole new vibe there in New England,
isn't it? It's working, yeah.
Very, very cool. Kind of like your jacket vibe.
Thank you, Hannah.
I'll back with best bets in just a bit.
Oh, I got one more.
Oh, you do?
I do have one more, yeah. Let me.
Jeez.
If I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, Hannah, how about Jacoby Brissett going under a touchdown pass? So I think if the Patriots score, maybe a Ramondre Stevenson rushing touchdown, maybe a defensive score, but I don't see this team putting up more than 10 to 13 points. So you can get this at plus 125. I think that Jet home crowd and Jet defense bonus play is going to keep Brissett under half a passing touchdown.
Yeah, Jets finally snapped that 15-game losing streak to the Pats at the end of last season. Tyler, got anything else? We done?
Not right now, but I will be back.
That's in a bit.
We are just getting started on this Sports Center. Micah Parsons is calling this week a prove-it game for the Cowboys. What does Stephen A. Smith think of that? Plus, we're going to hear what head coach Mike McCarthy had to say about the Dallas D just moments ago. Adam Schefter standing by with fresh updates on injured NFL stars like Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, and A.J. Brown. And has Asia Wilson put up the greatest season ever with her performance for the Aces this year? Wait until you hear Monica McNutt's